This is Talking Bullish, your Bradford Bulls fan podcast. We're your hosts, Laura Micklefield and Alan Raisin.
We had a trip to Wigan last week, which unfortunately ended in a loss, but we're going to go through that game, talk about the highs and lows, and we're going to go through some of the news that's been going on before a game of Bull or No-ble. So welcome, Laura.
Welcome, Alan.
Hope you had a good week.
Yeah, not too bad. It was nice to have a match on, even though obviously it was a loss, as we know, but I think we played well. I enjoyed it. But yeah, enjoyed a bit of sunshine as well this bank holiday weekend, so that was quite nice. How about you?
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it. So yeah, we didn't watch it together, which was a bit unusual.
I know. I think it's probably, is it the first match this season that we haven't watched together?
First Super League, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Oh, sad times.
Well, I was filling in and making some notes because I knew you were busy. I didn't know when you would get to start watching it.
Yeah, I only got to watch the second half, unfortunately, because I was out at the hairdressers and I was trying to get it on my phone. So I was kind of sat waiting for my partner, and I thought, I'll get my phone out. I'll just watch it on Sky Sports app. Got my headphones in, and then it just wouldn't load, and I was getting really frustrated. So I would have watched more of it, but because I couldn't get it to load because the signal in the hairdressers wasn't very good. Because I know they were saying to me, and my partner were like, "You're not just going to sit there whilst you're getting your hair cut watching rugby, are you?" And I'm like, "No, I just meant like in between whilst I'm waiting for you. I'll watch the rugby." But
sure, that would have been totally fine.
Yeah. You don't have to make awkward conversation with hairdressers all the time. I don't like that anyway.
My hairdresser likes talking rugby league anyway.
Oh, even better then.
Yeah.
There you go. Do you know the support?
Yeah, they're a Cass fan.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so they've got not much to talk about at minute. Probably similar streaks to what we're on at the moment. So yeah, can sympathise.
Yeah, well, I thought I was quite impressed with the start of the match. I was just starting to take notes. I thought, we're starting strongly. And then Wigan score a try from range. So, after a missed tackle, basically the first 25 minutes, maybe even half an hour, were try after Wigan try after Wigan try. And it wasn't really because... Well, I would like to say because we were playing badly. They just, they certainly didn't have the field position. They just kept scoring from range.
Yeah, I think when you'd kind of told me what had happened in the first half, because obviously when I watched the second half, it was much closer. And the first seemed to go similar to how it did against Hull KR. Obviously not as many points, but pretty similar. But it doesn't sound like it was a similar way that they scored them.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, we kept them back, but then, we were keeping them back, and then they would just break through and, score like 60, 70 metre tries.
Yeah, when I kind of caught up with it, it seemed a lot of the influence from Jai Field, I think it was, which I was explaining to you, Alan, being newer to the rugby league world than I am, that, he's quite a prolific player, and everybody knows that, and he is probably one of the best, if not the best fullback in Super League at the minute. So he can literally strike from anywhere, and by the sounds of it, I think he was causing quite a few issues with actually getting those breaks and getting through the line from deep inside their own half, which is unfortunate because it sounds like on actual line defence, which in fairness, if we look at it on the last few matches, we've not been that cracking in the last kind of first 20 minutes of the match. Yeah. It sounds like we were actually quite good with that. It's just that, long range tries from probably clever play from some really talented rugby players, I think. So, But so it looked like 20-0 down at 27 minutes, wasn't it? You've got here.
But then on 31 minutes, we benefit from a penalty with Ryan getting pushed off the ball. I don't know actually who put the rubber through to Fulton, but he ran towards the dead ball line and touched it down just in time. It was a bit controversial because it went to video ref. The commentary on Sky thought that he was lucky not to have been judged to not have knocked it on, but the very impartial video ref decided there wasn't enough evidence to overturn it. So we were very good very pleased with that.
Yeah,
and the
that's
kick was
great.
good.
Yeah, that's it's good. It's second one that Fulton's done. I think he did the same last week as well, didn't he? Chased the ball through and dotted down. So yeah, good for him. And I did see the replay of it, and obviously at full speed it looked fine. I'm guessing when it was slowed down and looked at a few times, it probably could have looked a bit controversial. But yeah, full speed looked like no problem with it and grounded before it went out. So we'll take it anyway.
Yeah, I certainly thought frame by frame you couldn't really, the ball was just a blur, so you couldn't really make any decision based on that.
Well, fair enough. I suppose the video referee was right in saying it can't be overturned then if the ball was not clearly visible. It was Tara Jones as video referee this week, wasn't it? I think, yeah, because a couple went up in the second half for the captain's challenge, and because I'll come to that later.
Okay. And then just before the end of the half, Wigan score again. There, O'Neill stretching over. I thought we were going to keep it out, but he was just too powerful, stretching over to put the ball down. I think it was between the posts. I can't quite remember. So that took the half-time score to 26-6.
Yeah, 26-6. It's similar to the week before, I suppose. It's not that dissimilar and probably too far to claw the match back. But statistics wise, I know you've put the match stats up here from half time, which is really good. Looked like we didn't have the lion's share of the possession. It was 56% to Wigan, but not totally in their favour. I think if we'd have looked at the whole KR one, they'd have had a lot more possession than we had in that first half. So it seems we did actually get to play a little bit. And that was shown by the completed sets, which actually were at 13 out of 15. So that's a 87% completion rate. So not actually too bad, like when we had ball in play. But when you look, Wigan had 20 out of 21, so a higher percentage and a higher amount of play the balls. And you can see that tackles were heavily in our favour of making more, with 186 versus 154 at half time. And obviously the missed tackles are the big stat on there, whereas they missed 4 and we missed 19. So that must have been where the points came from. But penalties look good though.
Yeah, and we didn't have many 6 agains either.
As if I did the half rugby, I didn't watch. There weren't hardly any 6 agains. I'm absolutely sick of seeing them. It must be me. Maybe I shouldn't watch it and then won't get given loads of 6 again. Well, against us, but maybe I'm some sort of bad voodoo on 6 agains because I feel like that's all I'm watching sometimes.
Well, maybe it was one of the better games of the weekend, because I did see some negative comments on some of the other games. I heard that the Leeds game went on and on with video ref and captain's challenges the one on Sunday as well. I can't remember who it was, but I heard that was also a very, very long game. Yeah,
I watched a few. There's been a few controversial decisions this weekend, though, with the other matches. Just going off at a bit of a tangent, I did see a little bit of the Leeds match, and there was a tackle from Sivo that was very similar to what Poposhi did. Do you know when he got did he get a 3-match ban?
I think so.
And he hadn't even received a ban.
Wow.
Didn't get a yellow card. Oh, no, he did. He got a yellow, sorry, but he didn't get a red. He got a yellow and no match ban. And I'm just like, Because they kept replaying it. And I was thinking to myself, this is exactly like the tackle that Poposhi did. And he got a red and 3-match ban. So sometimes I really don't understand the kind of way they work things out. They said there were mitigating circumstances, and I think, well, what mitigating circumstances? He smacked him in the head with his shoulder, exactly what Poposhi did. But anyway, that's, just me going off at a tangent, getting a bit mad that people don't seem to get the same punishments. But poor Poposhi had to miss 3 matches, and seems other players can get away with it. But, I won't complain too much.
Okay, yeah, so sorry for that distraction, but on to the second half. 53 minutes, Poposhi strips the ball in a tackle, which gives Wigan a penalty, which is followed by a grubber which Wigan chased down, and they dot it down and get the kick. So that was 32-6.
Yeah, and then at 58 minutes, looks like Fulton is injured, and Chamberlain gets a leg caught awkwardly in the tackle as well. I did see that, and it did look rather painful. So let's hope he's okay with that. I think he did run it off, didn't he? But it did look painful. Then at 67 minutes, a brilliant 40-20, and they got us upfield, which meant that we had opportunity for try scoring. And, you know, Ryanair strikes again. He was straight in there in the corner. Unfortunately, the kick was missed, but it made the scoreline 32-10 at this point.
Yeah, no, haven't seen many 40-20s this season from us, so it was a good one to see.
Yeah, it was a cracking kick as well. I do like the 40-20s when you do see them, especially obviously when they come off.
And then on to 76 minutes, Suter does a bit of a dangerous tip tackle on a Wigan player, which results in a Wigan penalty, takes them right, up the pitch. And sort of unsurprisingly, they then score. Hodkinson gets his hat trick near the touchline, and that kick is converted.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was just a bad tackle from Suter. I think he just kind of timed it wrong, tipped at wrong point. He was trying to go in for a big hard tackle, but just, you can't do it, unfortunately. It was kind of dunked on, nearly his neck and his head. So it was rightly so. It was a penalty. But I have actually seen as well that he's received a 2-match ban for it.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, it's unfortunate because he's not been getting much game time. And I think he had opportunity whilst Ackers was injured. And he's played a couple of, obviously, games on the bounce now. I know Ackers was back last week, but he interchanged with him. And, he seems to be getting into a flow of things and playing really well. And then, obviously, he's got a ban now. So, I feel a bit sorry for Suter. I don't think he was malicious. He doesn't seem like that type of player at all. It was just, badly mistimed tackle. But, 2-match ban. Again, let's say, seems a little bit harsh when I saw that bad tackle in the other match. But, I won't complain about it again. So like you said, it were 38-10 at this point. But then we had so this is what I was saying about the challenges. So at 78 minutes, a knock-on was challenged by Wigan, which was unsuccessful. And it was similar to one I saw earlier on that that happened the other way around. And the first one, they said it was okay because you can protect the ball while she's tackling, but as long as there's no reefing motion, if it's dropped, it's the player's responsibility to keep hold of the ball. When I did see it, when it was the one that kind of went against us earlier in the match, I was a bit like, is that right? But obviously it is. It must be how the rules is. If anybody knows and is listening, please do comment. Because I always thought that if your hand's on the ball and it's still on the ball when the ball comes out, you kind of reefed it. But it seems more that it's like they're allowed to protect the ball, and as long as you don't make that reefing motion, it's a knock on and the player hasn't looked after it. And it was fair enough because I was a bit perturbed the first one when it went up to the video referee and she decided it was a knock on, but she then did the same the other way. So I thought it's consistent, so you can't moan about it. It's fair enough, and it's maybe me that interprets the rules slightly wrong, or it's been a change in rules. So if anyone has clarity on that, please do comment and let us know.
And then Super Ryanair just closes off the match in the corner following that knock-on from Wigan. 79 minutes, Ryanair flies into the corner.
Yeah, in 3 seconds. That was good. So it was full time. It was 38-14. I thought, let's say, just from watching the second half, it was pretty close.
Yeah.
Well fought, pretty close. No lack of effort. Again, we've mentioned several times about the team and the injuries and how we're at. No one was expecting a win, really, but I think they put a really good show on. And I think, they really stood up, especially in that second half. It just seems to be the kind of same pattern that we saw at Hull KR. Too many tries let in the first 20, 25 minutes and then just not able to kind of claw it back. But that second half was pretty even. Yeah,
it definitely was very even. Would you say there were just a couple of tries each or something?
So that second half resulted in 2 tries each. So it was pretty even. Obviously, kicks missed and things like that to make it different points. But say it was 2 tries apiece in that second half, I think that's pretty good. And just because I saw that second half, I did think if that would have been the whole match, it would have been pretty close fought. But obviously, it was gone by half time, unfortunately.
Well, half an hour, yeah.
The hitman was Zach Fulton. Let's say fully deserved. I think he's done the step up to Super League brilliantly. I don't think he looks out of place at all, and I think he's playing brilliant. he's making meters forward, and he's always following that ball up, and it shows with the couple of tries he's got in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, well deserved to Fulton. So well done to him.
Well done. But there were no other team matches last weekend, and now the men have a week off as well. So if you want to get your rugby league fix, the London Broncos are coming up to Odsal on the 9th. So that will be on Saturday, that is. And then also the women are playing Widnes at home on Sunday. So get down and support them if you can.
Yeah, nice to see that there's still a couple of matches to follow this weekend, even without the Bulls on telly. I think it's a Challenge Cup weekend, isn't it? So, get a week off. But in fairness, it probably couldn't have come at a better time when we said with all the injuries that we've had and being kind of stricken with them. So an extra week off means that we're very hopeful of getting some key people back for Hull FC.
Who do we expect back?
So likely returnees for our next match will be Jaden Nikarima, Luke Hooley and Aribi Doro.
Oh, brilliant.
I think it'll really strengthen up the team there, because obviously we'll have our recognised half-backs back, which should be good. Obviously, Rowan Milnes, I think's got a bit of time on the sideline still, but it means that we have our number 6 back, and we know how much Hooley can slot into that half position as well. And in fairness, Aiken's been doing a pretty good job there as well. So it'd be really good to get them back, and getting Doro back on the pitch as well. I think that's going to be a massive boost. I think we've really missed him. He brings a lot of enthusiasm and energy, and everyone knows he's a bit of a fan favourite. So it'll be really good to get Doro back on. It feels like ages since we've seen him doing his powerful runs up the middle. Like we said, we did get Guy Armitage and Andy Ackers this week. So hopefully they got a bit more, obviously, match time, but they'll get a bit of a week off and a bit of a rest, so that's good. But that's all it's looking for now. It's a fair few weeks until we get some other key players back, but 3 is better than none. Definitely, it's going to be a stronger squad for Hull FC, and we'll have a look forward to Hull FC next week when we record the pod there. Seeing as there's a week off, we'll do the preview next week.
Yes, we will. And in terms of news this week, we were pleased to see announcement today as we record that Joe Mellor has been signed up for the 2027 season.
Yeah, brilliant news. Being the captain as well, it's always good to know that you've got your captain on board for another year. He's obviously enjoying his time at the Bulls and enjoying his rugby here. It's nice to know that he's set on to go for another one. And I know it seems Kurt Haggerty is really pleased with this as well. And I'm really pleased. I think I've said several times on the pod when we've been kind of competing and winning that he's been pivotal in a lot of the reasons why. He's always involved in everything. He's directing things all over the pitch, and I think we have really missed him whilst he's been injured. It's kind of shown. So his leadership on the field and his tactical rugby brain is really, really beneficial, and it's really good to know that we'll have him for another year.
Yeah. One thing we haven't missed as rugby fans, I don't know if everyone listening to the pod will feel the same, is the stock cars at Odsal. They won't be returning. They weren't scheduled to have any races at Odsal this season. And in fact, they've confirmed that the lease or whatever they had with Odsal has been revoked. And so, the pitch can get wider and maybe, a bit more refurbishment to happen at Odsal.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I know there'll be a few fans probably listening who don't think it's a good thing, and in fairness, I think it was down to the income from the stock cars that actually managed to get us back to Odsal. So I think we need to be forever grateful for the fact that obviously it brought some income back into sport at Odsal. I think everyone's going to be relieved if you are a rugby league fan. I mean, the amount of times we've kind of sat with red stuff all over us from the track around the outside and things like that. It's not been the greatest. And yeah, I mean, we've always said people moan about the pitch, and I say both sets of players have to play on there, but I think both sets of players will be pleased if we can actually get a bigger pitch and not just meet the minimum standards. So we can see, obviously, they did some work on the corners for this season, but it looks like we can get a proper pitch for next season, which will be really good. And also, saw an article just recently posted saying that there's talks of like a bigger refurb, like you said, Alan. So watch this space. I mean, I have read a lot of things about refurbing Odsal probably 20 odd years ago, then 10 years ago, then then obviously went into liquidation, all the rest of it. But it's something I take with a pinch of salt when they say about refurbing Odsal. I really hope that it's true, because they have actually done a lot. We said it had only been a couple of months, wasn't it, since we got into Super League and had to start the season, and to think that they obviously got the corners sorted, got some painting around the place and tidied a few things up. It's looking a lot better than it did, but it'd be great to think that more can be put into it. It's just, I suppose, finding the funding, but hopefully with us back in Super League, it'll attract some people thinking, I've got a bit of spare cash and let's give it to Bradford Bulls. It would be nice to see that, but it's, it's sad for the stock cars, for the fans, obviously, of the stock cars, but it says it was a mutual agreement, and I think there was always a clause in to say that if Bulls had got into Super League, they could kind of say, we want you to go.
Yeah. But if anyone listening does have a spare £1 million just lying around, put it into Odsal.
Yeah, that's good.
Or you could give it to us. I don't really mind, but either way.
It always makes me think back to when they were liquidated, and it was when my nephew were only really young with his little money box saying he were going to donate, and I thought, to be fair, at the time that would have probably done a bit of good, even if I think there were £100 or something in that pot. So I thought, they probably could have done with it, to be honest. But it's nice to know, though, that I know that obviously it's sad for the stock car fans, but it's nice to know from a Bradford Bulls perspective that they're obviously feeling in a really comfortable position finance-wise, and feeling a lot stronger as a club, or we wouldn't even be proposing these sort of things. So it's good to hear as a fan, because I think obviously any Bulls fan who's listening will know it's not been the easiest. So to have positive news and be building and hoping that Odsal will get bigger and better, it's only a good thing. Yeah.
And talking of financial difficulties, I haven't done any research on this, but did I see that Oldham are struggling at the moment to pay their players?
Yeah, I think so. It seems to be happening a lot now with some of the Championship clubs. I don't know how much the IMG thing has really helped with the Championship. I know obviously it's helped with Super League, and it's benefited Toulouse, York and Bradford, and us being one of them. We're quite pleased with how things have worked out, but I do feel quite sorry for some of the Championship clubs, because it seems like we were saying the pool of players that we've got, and I just don't know if things are sustainable for two leagues. But I'm not one to kind of go in the ins and outs of how we should structure things, because I think we've talked till we're blue in face about who should be in Super League and who should do what and all this sort of thing. But they'll do what they do at the end of the day. I just hope that clubs like Oldham that have been around forever don't go into extinction and do continue. So hopefully the players will get paid and everything will be sorted there.
Yeah. So, as we don't have a game this weekend, we actually have arranged for a special guest next week to join us on the podcast, and that will be Noah Gascoigne, only the head coach of the women's team.
Yeah, massive thank you to Noah. We did reach out to the women's team to see if anybody had been interested in coming on and having a little talk with us. We thought, especially with a week off, it'd be a good chance to talk about one of the other teams. As you know, we did a wheelchair special, so we'll be doing a women's team special next week, and really excited about it. And massive thank you to Noah for coming down and speaking to us, and we're really looking forward to that, and hope you'll all tune in to to give it a listen and see how the women's team is progressing and learn a bit more about behind the scenes from the who better than the head coach.
Yeah, and if there are any questions you want us to put to Noah, then make sure you contact us on social media, which will all be linked in the show notes. But with that in mind, we will go to Bull or No-ble, where I have hastily prepared 3 statements about Bradford Bulls women's rugby.
Right.
So here we go, Laura. How do you feel about this?
I feel okay. I have followed them. I did watch when we were kind of in the infancy of the Women's Rugby League and saw a lot of what they did there. And I try and keep up with what the women are doing. It's harder because it's not everywhere. I think it is getting more like that now. It's more on social media and you see more about it. But in previous seasons, it's been hard to kind of track what's going on unless you go looking for it. So it's good to know that there's more exposure for the women's game now. So if I do get these wrong, it's not because I've not been following. It's just because it's quite hard to find the information. That's my disclaimer before this anyway.
Okay, so with that disclaimer in place, my 3 statements are that they began life in 1999 as the Dudley Hill Thunderbirds. The second statement is that they won the inaugural Women's Super League, and that was in 2017. And my third statement is that they currently sit 3rd in the Women's Super League.
Right, okay. So I know that they won the inaugural Women's Super League. I actually watched that. I think it was one of the rare women's matches at the times that we did actually get to see a recording of, which was really good. Whether it was 2017, you could be tricking me, but I'm going to go for that one as a true statement because, like I say, I remember it and it was brilliant. And yes, so the other 2, I don't know. I haven't seen where they currently are in the table, but I don't think there's been that many rounds. I know, have we won 1 out of 2 or something like that? I'm not sure. So it could be true. And then they're saying they started as the Dudley Hill Thunderbirds.
In 1999.
See, there's part of me that thinks I don't know if they'd be called the Thunderbirds, but... You know, because you tricked me with the Robin thing, you know, the other week. And it's like, I'm going to go for the Thunderbird statement as the Bull statement. Unfortunately,
you are incorrect. Well, according to ChatGPT, anyway. The full statement was that they are 3rd in the Super League. They have, in fact, won 1 of their 2 games. So you're spot on with that. That places them 6th out of the 12 teams.
Yeah, I wasn't sure of the other scores, you see, but at least I knew they'd won 1 out of 2.
Yeah, very good, and hopefully another win on the horizon this Sunday.
Yeah, hopefully so.
So that brings us to the end of another episode of Talking Bullish. Make sure you check out our website, talkingbullish.fm, where you will find links to all your favourite podcast platforms and video platforms where you can subscribe, which I recommend you do. It helps us grow and spread the word. And tell a friend and keep listening.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for everyone who's still listening to us and the consistent listeners and subscribers that are sticking with us every week. It's really nice to know you're there, and please keep commenting and letting us know that you're there and listening, because we do appreciate it. And like we said, really looking forward to next week to welcoming Noah on the podcast. So please, if you do have any questions, like we said before, get them posted to us and we will pose them to Noah next week. So yeah, that's it for this week, and remember to keep running with the Bulls.